So this is something that if you don't know, even if you don't know the person, within 15, this has been tested, within 15 minutes you can have an intense, deep connection bordering on love if you follow this protocol. It's just not fair, okay?
You just talk about locations?
Well, it starts here because it's non-threatening and it's superficial and it activates the neocortex.
Like a vacation or
Uh-huh. Well, if you're on, wherever you're at, what's in the environment? Like I keep talking about my freaking intermittent radio, right? Every time I do, you look at the radio. Or not the radio, the transceiver, right? What's going on in the environment? You have to be out, you have to be out of your head and in the world too, right? You have to know what their baseline is. And one of the things I look for a lot is pupil dilation. I have noticed, you have to test this, I have noticed that when people start to lie, their pupils tend to shrink. Okay? And it by itself, it means nothing, all right? But when you see that distance, or that closing down of the pupil, what's going on is they're actually looking at what they're saying through a microscope. They're analyzing what you just said, looking for all the possible ways to circumvent, and then analyzing what they're going to say, and then coming back. If you know anything about NLP eye accessing cues, you'll see their eyes dance all over the map. But again, it doesn't mean they're lying to you. Deception is based on stress. The more stress you can invoke, the more rapidly leakage will begin to happen. Now, you will simultaneously get visual cues and auditory cues. This is where the challenge really starts to come in, because most of us can only pay attention to one thing at a time, right? And usually it's our words, unless the body language shift is really, really out of proportion. So that being said, what I want to give you now, and besides there's so many different body language cues, how do you keep track of them? You just can't. But if you understand the spectrum in which all body language movement falls within, you can start to, based on a few basic ideas, extrapolate what a certain posture means. So the first thing I want you to understand is you have three brains. You have your paleocortex, your limbic system, and the neocortex. Your neocortex is the rational lying brain. It's the part of you that makes up stories to justify acting on what you want, on what the other two want to do, that have nothing to do with what's actually the real reason you want to do them. Okay? In hypnotherapy, we call this the presenting problem generator. Okay? The people who walk into your clinic, they tell you what their problem is, you regress to cause, it's almost never the thing they came for. You ever notice that? It's not that it's not connected, it's just there's so many different oblique connections and things like that, that until you actually provoke the emotion and follow it right back to the initial sensitizing event, you could spend all day at that surface level and never get the thing handled. Right? People lie to us all the time. We lie to ourselves all the time. Okay? People are in your chair because they're lying to themselves more often than not.